Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss electric field and charges part 5. In this part we'll discuss the electric lines of forces and properties of electric lines of forces, and especially the electric lines of forces for different systems we'll discuss in this part also. That is, if it is point charge, how to draw the electric lines of forces, and if it is dipole, and if it is two like charges, and if it is two unlike charges, how to draw the electric lines of forces, and if it is uniform electric field, how we can draw the electric lines of forces. That all we'll discuss in our part. Let us start with our part 5. So this is our concept we'll discuss in this electric lines of force due to a point charge, due to a dipole, due to equal and like charges, due to uniform electric field, and lastly, what are the properties of electric lines of forces? Okay, now we'll start with electric lines of force definition. What is electric lines of force? An electric line of force is an imaginary straight or curved one path along which a unit positive charge is supposed to move when free to do so in an electric field. Okay, and simply the electric line of force is a imaginary straight or curved path along which a unit positive charge is supposed to move when free to do so in an electric field. Okay, simply it is a imaginary straight line or curved line in which a unit positive charge is supposed to move when free to do in electric field. Okay, so electric line of force is nothing but it is an imaginary straight or curved line. Now you see, the electric lines of force do not physically exist, but they represent the real situations. Even though the electric lines of forces physically does not exist, but they represent the real situations. Okay. Now we will see the electric lines of force for straight line and curved one, how we represent diagrammatically. So this is our straight line, and this is the direction of electric field, and this is our curved one, and this is the direction of electric field. Direction of electric field can be found by using the tangent drawn on a curved area, a curved surface. We can get the electric field direction, and these two are our electric lines of forces. Okay, clear? Next we'll see the electric lines of force due to a point charge. If you take the point charge, how to draw the electric lines of force? And especially here, again, we will take the representation of electric field in terms of field vectors. Okay, representation of electric field in terms of field vectors. And the size of the arrow here we represented in arrows. The size of arrow represents the strength of electric field. If the arrow length is more, or if arrow length is maximum in size, electric field is maximum. If arrow length is minimum, electric field is minimum. Okay, the strength of electric field can be represented here by arrows. Okay, now we'll see, if let us consider Q is the charge and which is greater than 0, means that is positive charge. Then, so this is our lines of forces represented in positive charge. If you observe here, arrow size keep on decreasing. Okay, here length of arrow is maximum, electric field is maximum. Length of arrow is minimum, electric field is minimum. So it is keep on decreasing. So if you take Q is greater than 0, it is radially outward. It is the direction of electric field. Now let us consider our Q is less than 0, that is negative charge. If it is negative charge, we know this will be radially inward. It is radially inward. If we observe, the strength of electric field is increasing when going to the inward direction. Okay. Next, in more simple way, the representation of electric field lines in easy way, we are representing the below diagram. If you see here, same, the charge Q is greater than 0, that is positive. So this is the representation of electric field lines. Simply we can represent in arrows. Next, if you take Q less than 0, this is radially inverse. This is the simple way of representing electric lines of forces. Okay, now the electric lines of force due to pair of equal and unequal charges. Now that is nothing but a dipole. Okay, electric lines of force due to pair of equal and unlike charges. Here unlike charges, let us consider one charge is plus Q and another charge is minus Q. Okay, in this scenario, how we'll get the electric lines of force? Okay, now here see the dipole. The term here we have the dipole. What is meant by dipole definition? If you observe, dipole is the two equal and opposite charges separated by small distance. Let us say that is 2a. Okay, that's we called dipole. Two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance. Now we'll see, we'll consider plus Q charge and minus Q charge. These two are separated by some distance 2a. Now, so this is our representation of electric lines of force for dipole. If you observe, previously we discussed if it is a positive charge, it is radially outward, outward, outward. And if it is a negative charge, it is radially inward, 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 inward. Okay, and if you observe at the center, the lengthwise is contract, which represents the attraction of two charges. That point is very, very important. Okay, then if you see here the point P, this is, we draw the tangent on this electric lines of force, which gives the direction of electric field. Now we'll see the electric lines of force contract lengthwise to represent the attraction between two unlike charges. Okay, if lengthwise the electric lines of force are contract, it represents the attraction between two unlike charges. Okay, this point is important. Next step, you will see the electric lines of force due to pair of equal and like charges. Equal charges plus Q and plus Q or minus Q and minus Q. How we'll get the electric lines of force? Again, let us consider one charge plus Q, another charge plus Q. Now you see, this is our representation of electric lines of forces. If you observe positive charge, it is radially outward, and here also positive charge, this is also radially outward. And what we observe in sideways, if you observe, this will be expand. Okay, so if in lateral sideways are expand, that represents two like charges repel to each other. So the electric lines of force exert lateral or sideways pressure to represent repulsion between two like charges. Okay, if it is lateral sideways pressure will be there, that represents the repulsion between two charges. Okay, next we'll see the electric lines of force due to uniform electric field. If it is in uniform electric field, how we can represent our electric lines of force? Here we have to know what is uniform electric field. Uniform electric field means the electric field remains constant throughout the region. If you take, this is the region from here to here, and here we have A, B, C points. If you observe, A, B, C points on this arrow have, these 3 points have the same electric field, then it is said to be uniform electric field. Now, if you observe this in this condition, so here A and here B and here C. These A and B, C are different electric fields. So it is non-uniform electric field. Okay, generally uniform electric field can be represented in straight lines. Now let us see how we represented in uniform electric field. So for this, we are taking two plates, positive and negative, and remember always the electric field direction from positive to negative. That's why here this is our arrow. This is represents the lines of forces in uniform electric field. Okay, and this is the electric field direction from positive to negative. Here, next. Next, you will see the properties of electric lines of force or field lines. Okay, this is again very important concept. What are the properties for the electric lines of force? First one, the electric lines of force are imaginary lines. We already discussed. Once again, we recap. So the electric lines of force are imaginary lines. Next one, a unit positive charge placed in the electric field, it tends to follow the path along the field line if it is free to do so. Okay, if we take the unit positive charge in electric field region, let us consider the electric field region in this direction. So plus to minus, and our unit charge also will be in same direction. Okay, next third one, the electric lines of force emanate from a positive charge and terminate on a negative charge. Okay, electric lines of force emanate from a positive charge and terminate on a negative charge. Okay, terminate negative, emanate positive. Okay, this is nothing but, if you see here, the positive charge is like this. It is emanating, nothing but it is divergent, and negative charge, it is convergent. Okay, that's also we called in terminology emanate and terminate, like this we'll get. Okay, now we'll see the fourth point. The tangent to an electric field line at any point gives the direction of electric field at that point. If you draw a tangent at any point on electric line, which represents the direction of electric field. Now you'll see this is the electric field line, curved one, and here point P is there, and here we draw a tangent which gives the direction of electric field. Okay, that is the meaning. Next, fifth one and most important point. Two electric lines of forces can never cross each other. Okay, means this is our one electric lines of forces. If it is another electric lines of forces, this is not possible, can never cross each other. If they do, then if they do, then at the point of intersection, at this point of intersection, there will be a two tangents. Here will be a two tangents like that. Okay, the two, it means there are two values of electric field. We discussed from above point. If we draw tangent, it gives the direction of electric field. Here one electric field and here another electric field at that point, which is not possible. Okay, therefore electric field being is a vector quantity. We know the electric field is a vector quantity which has the magnitude and direction. There can be only one resultant field at that given point. represented by one tangent to the given point for the given force. Okay, so actually here we are taking, this is one electric lines of forces, this is another electric lines of forces. Here if we draw the tangents E2 and E1, so 2 is there, 2 electric field lines direction, it is not possible. So that's why if we draw the resultant, that is only our resultant electric field direction. So that's will represented in a more precisely in diagrammatic. So this is our electric lines of force. Okay, here if you see, we draw the tangent here, that is E2, and here one tangent, that is E1, and this is our resultant E bar. Okay, only one direction only we will get. Next, we'll see sixth point. Electric lines of force are closer. The electric lines of forces are closer like this, like this. This is all our electric lines of forces. Closer or crowded, where the electric field is stronger. If it is a closer, our electric field is stronger. And the lines spread out where the electric field is weaker. If it is a weaker, in simple words, only less electric field lines will get. Now we'll see that in diagrammatically. Let us consider Q is the charge. Okay, this is capital Q. Then this is our electric lines of force. If you observe the electric lines of forces, more crowded area. Now again consider the small charge Q, and here if we observe the electric lines of forces crowd, and here the electric lines of forces crowd, here more crowd. So this represents the electric field is more, and here represents electric field is less. So definitely Q is greater than small q. Okay, next, seventh one, the electric lines of force are perpendicular to the surface of a positively or negatively charged conductor. If we take the surface of a conductor, the electric field lines of forces are perpendicular. Perpendicular. If it is a positive or negative, we'll see in diagrammatically. This is our surface, this is our electric field lines drawn in perpendicular. Same if you take this irregular shape, this all represents the direction of electric lines of force in perpendicular to the surface. Okay, next you will see eighth point. The electric lines of force contract lengthwise to represent the attraction between two unlike charges. Okay, this we already discussed in the introduction. Similarly, the electric lines of force exert lateral, that is sideways, pressure to represent repulsion between two like charges. Okay, this is also we discussed. Next, 10th one, the number of lines per unit cross-sectional area is perpendicular to the direction of lines, that is, the density of lines of force is directly proportional to the magnitude of the intensity of electric field in that region. In simple words, if you take this is the area, this area, the electric lines of forces are drawn perpendicular. How many electric lines of forces are passing through this area? Okay, which is directly proportional to electric field. That is delta N by delta A is directly proportional to E. You'll see here delta N by delta A is directly proportional to E. And 11th point, if you see here, the electric lines of forces do not pass through a conductor. Very, very, very important point. Okay, the electric lines of force do not pass through a conductor. Hence, the interior of the conductor is free from the influence of electric field. Interior of the conductor is free from the electric field. That's why the electric lines of forces do not pass. We'll see diagrammatically. So this is our inside the conductor. There is no electric field, and the electric field represented by positive to negative. This is plus and minus. Here see plus and minus. Inside there is no electric field for conductor. Why? The inside the all charges are accumulated and reaches to the surface, and there will be no charges, so there will be a electric field is zero. So this phenomenon also we called electrostatic shielding. Okay, in this electrostatic shielding, what will happen here? And due to this phenomenon only, during lightning, if you sit in car or bus, we won't get hurt. But why? Because the car and bus act as a conductor. When the lightning occur, okay, inside the conductor there is no electric field. That's why it won't pass. Okay, this is important application. Next, the electric lines of force can pass through an insulator. Here, remember, the electric lines of force can pass through an insulator. Take this is insulator, the electric field lines of forces can pass. Okay, so this is all about our electric field lines of forces and its properties in detail. Okay, now next class we discuss the electric dipole and its applications. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching.